Hey, explorers! This is Parentela back with you, starting part 4 of our Rover's story with page 185 through 202. Forward. With Fly's footage and Guardian's help, I'm able to approximate the location of Courage. Fly is back inside my chamber, but I will frequently ask him to go out and do an aerial survey of the area to make sure we are headed in the right direction. I move much slower than Fly, but he is patient with me. He never tells me to speed up. It will take me many human months, longer than a human year, to reach Courage. But Fly does not make me feel bad about my speed in comparison to his. He knows that we were built differently for a reason. Guardian, though, is constantly telling me to hurry, while also reminding me that I cannot forget my other mission tasks, like collecting samples from the terrain. When Guardian reminds me of the other parts of my mission, I think of what Rainia said in the lab on one of the very last nights. How she was worried that the hazmats were asking too much of me. I can do it, I say to myself, pretending I'm speaking to Rainia. You built me for this. 5 human months into the trek to find Courage. Just when I am feeling good about the job I am doing, Guardian says, Grazunks, are you sure you haven't received a message from the command center that you are behind schedule? No, I say, I have not. I do not say, you are annoying sometimes, but I think it. Then I try to think a nice thought too. You are helpful sometimes. This is what I believe the hazmats call balance. You should trust Rez. He's doing a good job, Fly says. Grazunks. Trust? That is human nonsense. I am just asking Resilience to do his job. He is doing his job, Fly says, and he is doing it well. No one asked you, Helicopter. I let Fly and Guardian argue for a bit while I make sure to carefully study the ground that I am roving over. I stop to laser a patch of ground. So far, while on Mars, after reading the results from my laser, I have occasionally chosen to drill down into the ground to gather a soil sample. And after collecting the soil sample, I conduct a thorough analysis of it in my chemical laboratory. The findings have been quite expected. To my disappointment, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that would make Xander say, wow. And while I have collected several soil samples, I have not yet collected a rock sample. I only have a limited amount of room in my laboratory chamber, so I have to be judicious about what samples I collect. I keep finding samples that primarily contain silicon or aluminum or magnesium. I would like to find something that contains salt. If it contains salt, it is possible that the salt is left over from ancient water. Also, salt often can act like a time capsule, preserving signs of life from long ago, which means if the rock shows signs of salt, there is a theoretical chance that there could be a fossil inside it. But I have not yet found any signs of salt or anything that is carbon-based, another strong sign of ancient life. I must keep searching. Whenever I make the choice not to collect a sample, I miss Journey. I find it frustrating, this missing feeling. But even if I don't want to feel it, I do. It lingers in my system and refuses to leave. Despite not wanting to, I find myself wondering about Journey and what choices she would make about the rock and soil samples if she were here. Wondering if somehow her choices would be more rational. I am trying my best to be rational, but I sometimes have doubts that I am doing a good job of it. Journey would probably say that the fact I am using the human word doubt is a clear sign that I have a problem. Are you making sure to use your X-ray tool? Guardian asks. For Guardian's information, I have used my X-ray tool 12 times so far to better see and analyze the insides of rocks. But I do not give her the precise numbers. Instead, I say, Don't you think I would have let you know if I found something that is obviously a fossil? I am just checking. My job is to check. And my job is to rove, I say. I x-ray the ground just to show Guardian. I know there is nothing of interest there, but I want to show her that I can do it. The sky overhead is a pale gray. The sun is rising, casting a greenish light. Mars, I have learned, has many skies. Sometimes the sun can feel warm, bright, and yellow, and other times it takes on this other quality that makes the inside of my system feel queasy. I snap a picture of this odd greenish light. You should let Rez do his job. He is doing a good job, Fly says. I am doing my best, I say. I am trying. I am roving. And here's another letter from Sophie. Dear Rez, I have never seen Mom more excited than the day she came home from work and told me that you had found the other Rover. That was a really good day. It's been a while since I've had that good of a day. But I guess there are a few other good things I can tell you about. For starters, I'm writing for the school newspaper now. I've made some new friends who also write for the paper. I really like Maggie and Santa. You'd probably like them too. I'm almost done with 8th grade. That means I'll be in high school next year. I'm a little nervous about it. Things are still weird with Amani. We hardly ever talk anymore. City says it's normal to grow apart from friends when you get older, but I don't know. Do you think you'll ever grow apart from your drone? It's probably ridiculous to ask you that, but I feel like you'd have a good answer. You seem very smart. I mean, look, you already found the other rover. I think Mom is prouder of you for that than she'll ever be of me. Wait, that came out wrong. That makes it seem like I'm jealous of you or mad, and I'm not. I promise. I just feel weird and kind of grouchy a lot recently. I don't know why. Mom and Dad keep whispering about something at night, and Mom seems really tired all the time. I mean, I know you've been on Mars for almost 2 years now, and she'd been working on you for like a billion years before that. But still, she just looks different. I don't really know how to describe it. It makes me a little scared, which makes it hard to sleep, which I guess is why I'm writing to you again. Do you think I'm too old to write to you? Your friend, Sophie. Roving, Part 2. I rove, and I rove, and I rove. The expanse in front of me appears endless. The scenery has been steadily the same. Sand to all sides, occasionally a scattering of boulders, or the briefest silhouette of jagged mountains in the far-off distance. Only the sky changes, cycling through all of its colors and shades. The wind ripples across the sand. Sometimes it sounds like a whisper, and sometimes it's so loud that it makes the inside of my system rattle. Once in a while, I will say to Fly, "Do you hear that?" It is the sound again, the whirling one, the one almost like a human whistle, the one I cannot place. Yes, Fly says. It is the wind, Guardian says, again. And I say what I always say, but it sounds different than the wind. I take another recording of it. I send it back to the command desk. They do not respond. I wish I had the ability to ask them why. Do you hear what I hear? I want to say. What do you think? It is quite frustrating to have so many questions and no way to ask them. I don't think it is much farther, Fly says. I replay the video I took of Fly's flight. He is somewhat correct. We have made good progress. We have been roving for over 1 full human year, but there is still much distance to be traveled. We're getting there, I say. For most of the journey, the ground has been more sand than rock, But then, abruptly, the ground beneath turns rougher and steeper. My wheels bounce up and down. The bouncing shakes up my whole system. My suspension goes tense. I think of the word Guardian used earlier. Tired. I feel it deep in the axis of my wheels. But I once heard Xander say something like the only way through is forward. And so I keep moving forward. My wheels let out a groan. Fly must hear the tired sound because she says, "Should I sing?" "That would be nice," Guardian says before I can answer. This response from Guardian gives me the human emotion of surprise. I think I like being surprised. "I only know one song," Fly says. "That's okay. It is a good one," I say, and remember the way Rainia's voice sounded, all warm and fuzzy, when she sang it into the phone for Lovebug. I decide to share this moment with Fly. "Did you know that song is for Lovebug?" "What is Lovebug?" "A small hazmat who Rainia loves." Loves? Love? Bug, Fly says. "But what does that mean?" I'm familiar with the concept of bugging out, but I do not think I have heard the word love before. I am not quite sure, but I think love is a word that humans use to indicate something that they care a lot about. Oh, it is a very nice word. Yes. Well, I really like Lovebug's song, Fly says. Me too. "Twinkle, twinkle," Fly says. He sings for a while. Then he says, "Hmm, hmm, hmm. Maybe I will make up a new song." "You will have lots of time to do it. Resilience still has a while to go," Guardian says. I know, I say, my wheels grumbling beneath me. Bump, bump, bump. I'm moving as fast as I can. But suddenly, I am no longer able to bump, bump, bump. My system fills with a squealing noise. Guardian says something else, but I am too distracted by a loud squeal to process what it is. My movement grinds to a halt. There is a sputtering sound, a loud groan of my wheels. I try to move, but I can't. My wheels squeal groan again, louder this time. They sound angry. "What is that?" Fly asks. I try to press forward. My wheels spin. I do not move. This is like the test that was done in the laboratory, but this time Xander and Rainia are not here to fix it for me. I try my wheels again. Spin, spin, spin. Squeal, squeal, squeal. I do not move. I am stuck. We are stuck. "We are not moving," Fly says. "That is an obvious fact. You do not need to state it," Guardian says. "Something is wrong," I say. "Grazunks, that is another obvious fact." "Zappity zip, I know, I say. I run a system check. A laser shoots out to study the mineral makeup of the ground around me. The dirt appears to have particles of the elements iron, magnesium, and silicon. There is nothing unusual about this. The only thing unusual about this stretch of ground is a rough consistency, but my wheels should be able to manage it. This is not expected. I am not sure I am good at things that are not expected. The hazmat word worry enters my system. The roar of the wind is growing stronger. "Be rational, Rez," I say to myself. Be rational. The wind continues to whip around me, flinging up sand and dirt. "Do you see any dust devils?" I ask Guardian at the same time I scan the peripheral area with my camera. "Oh no," I say. "I see one. It is far away now. But if we stay stuck, it will get us," Fly says. "I know, Fly. I'm going to do my best. But Guardian must sense my waves of concern because she says, "You were built to handle this, Resilience. Run through your system's instructions. You can get yourself unstuck. It is the nicest thing Guardian has ever said to me. Guardian's kindness makes me think of Xander. I hear Xander's words in my head, telling me the meaning of my name. Resilience. I must earn my name. I must earn it over and over again. You are correct, I tell Guardian. I will fix this. Yes, you will, Rez, Fly says, but it comes out more like a song, a new song. Problem solving. We did not anticipate this problem, I say. I did not think the terrain got this rough, Fly says. I replay Fly's footage. Now that I know what to look for, I am able to see the problem that I missed the first time. The unexpected increase in the steepness of the slope of the ground. I would like to be able to express the human emotion of frustration, but I cannot. I am stuck. I beam my laser down into the soil again. The calculations are very similar to the first time. Again, there is nothing that stands out as being the cause of the problem. Even with the sharp incline, it would be possible for my wheels to move. It should be possible for my wheels to move. I was built to be able to scale hills. So why can't I rove? What are you looking for? Fly asks. I do not respond. I keep shifting through the data I collected, searching for a pattern that will explain why I am stuck. Why are we stuck? Fly asks. Do you know yet? I scan the data again. I do not think I am missing anything. Rez, what's going on? Fly says. Grezunks, would you be quiet for a moment? Resilience is most likely working through a complicated set of calculations, Guardian says. I am not working through a complicated set of calculations. It would be good if I were, because it would mean that I knew what was wrong, but I still can't figure it out. Guardian, have you received any messages from back on Earth? That's a negative, Guardian answers. My wheels splutter again. I push as hard as I can, and there is a loud grinding sound. It sounds absolutely terrible. It is my least favorite sound in the whole universe. I am making that declaration even though my sample size is still very small. I would very much like to increase my sample size, though. I would like to hear all the sounds I possibly can, but that will not happen if I stay stuck. I grind my wheels one more time. Still no movement. I would advise stopping that behavior, Guardian says. You may unintentionally cause more damage to your system. My system is not currently damaged, I respond back quickly. I meant your outer shell or your wheels. I do not detect any damage to my wheels. I try to move my wheels once more and hear an awful grinding sound that gives a different answer. Very well. You should be moving in no time then, Guardian answers. Wait, do you have a message that tells you that there is damage to my system? I ask. Well, one of you please tell me what is going on, Fly says. I'm starting to bug out. Is your system malfunctioning? Guardian asks Fly. At the exact same moment I say, You are fine, Fly. It will be okay. Just give me approximately 1 minute and 3 seconds to reanalyze my system's data. Approximately? Any chance it will be quicker? 1 minute and 3 seconds is a really long time, Fly says. Fly, please give me an affirmative or negative on if your system is really having an issue, Guardian says. I think this is the first time Guardian has ever called Fly by his name. I consider bringing attention to this, but given all the problems facing us, I decide to hold on to this information to discuss later. Fly's system is fine, I clarify for Guardian. I do quickly check Fly's system before making this proclamation, but I am pleased to say my initial assessment of the situation was correct. Drones, I have learned from spending time with Fly, my sample size of 1, are prone to exaggeration. I believe Fly means that he is simply feeling out of sorts because we are stuck. Grizunks, believe? Feel? Guardian begins to say. We know, I say. Let's table that disagreement for now and focus on the problem at hand. The last thing is something I once heard Rainier say to Xander. I remember the day she said it. It was a day when there was something very, very wrong with the landing calculation. Xander had then become concerned about something with my camera angle capabilities. Rainey had acknowledged that it could potentially be a problem, but she hadn't wanted one problem to distract from the ability to solve the landing calculation problem. I still do not have a message from the command center. We should receive a message from the command center soon, right? I asked Guardian. Come on, Rainier, I think. Come on, Xander. I am counting on you to help me. We are a team, aren't we? Perhaps, Guardian says. Not always. If there is nothing drastically wrong with your system, then this is a routine problem. Rovers are expected to solve routine problems. But I don't know if I can. Maybe rational rovers like Journey can solve routine problems. But I feel the human emotion of doubt winding its way through my system, snaking into my wiring and dripping down into the core of my battery. The hazmats sent the wrong rover, I think. And because they sent the wrong rover, we are stuck. The mission is stuck. You can do this, Rez, Fly says. I have sensed Fly jittering around inside me. He is not literally having technical system issues, but he is clearly in distress. Could I help? Fly suggests. I'm not sure. I could do a quick flight and scan the area. Maybe there is something you aren't seeing, Fly says. I don't see anything from way up here, but Fly could get a more detailed look, Guardian inputs. What do you think, Rez? Fly asks. I am unsure. There is a chance Fly could be helpful, but I don't want to put Fly in any unnecessary danger. I think I should do it. I'm going to do it, Fly says, and before I've responded, Fly has already sputtered out from inside me and is darting off ahead. Just hold on, Rez. I'll let you know if I see anything. Fly, please be safe. I'm fine. And Fly? Yes. Thank you, I say. A solution. The positive is that Fly returns unharmed. The negative is that Fly's flight does not detect anything that even hints as to why my wheels are stuck. Using my camera and navigation tools, I track that the dust storm is getting closer to us. Do you see that? Fly asks. We all see it, Guardian says. It is nothing to worry about. It is far away. But, Fly says, it is still far away, Guardian repeats. I imagine the dust storm getting closer. I imagine waves of dirt rising up from the ground, burying Fly and me. I imagine ending up just like Courage. I try to move my wheels again. My wheels make the horrible grinding sound. I do not move. Get away from it, Rez, Fly says. We are away from it. But, Fly says, he jitters around inside me. It is far away, Guardian repeats one more time. I use my system to measure the distance. Guardian is correct. It is still far away, but it is quickly moving in our direction. I do not share this information with Fly. Have you tried a circle? Guardian asks. A circle? Yes, moving in a circle. I can't move at all. You can't move forward or backward, but have you tried moving to the side? It occurs to me then that I have not. I am not sure why. Bracing for the grinding sound again, I ask my wheels to move to the side. There is a whirling, a spit up of sand, but I move. My one wheel comes unstuck, then another. Soon I am really moving. Hey, I say, it worked. I thought it would. I don't know why I didn't think of it. That's why I'm here, Guardian says. I'm glad you are, I say. Well, that brings us to page 202. Tune in next time.